Hello everybody, this is Melva Tate, your Human Capital Strategist and Career Coach. And if you follow me on Facebook, you probably saw earlier that I posted information about Fox News and the allegations that have been made concerning sexual harassment and discrimination in the workforce. And I also tagged with that a video that I did about retaliation in the workforce, because oftentimes whether the claim of sexual harassment or discrimination is legitimate, most organizations fall into the trap of retaliating against that individual. And if the claim for harassment or discrimination is unfounded, they can still succeed in the retaliation claim. So if you know anything about my background and if you follow me, you know that I'm a certified human resource professional, certified life coach, a consultant, and I work with organizations all across the U.S. Our whole mission is helping to cultivate people in the places that they work. So we deal a lot with Title IX and Title VII cases, investigating those issues for Fortune 500 companies, colleges and universities, and even some of your small mom and pop operations. So it's a very serious issue. And back to the Fox News allegation. So again, I'm not familiar with it. Fox News is not a client of mine, but a lot of what I have read from valid news sources and seen on television interviews from some of the individuals who have submitted those claims against Fox News and some of their leaders within the organizations is very indicative of what I see in organizations that I work with. So one of those things is a toxic environment. And I'll talk about that briefly. The second thing I see oftentimes is HR folks who are in leadership positions that are either scary or complicit to what's going on. And I'll do that as part two. And then the third thing that I see that happens in organizations like this when you have claims of discrimination or sexual harassment is the sacred cows, or individuals that are deemed untouchable. So nobody will do anything about them, and they're doing some wrong things. So first, let me jump on the toxic environment. That's the first issue I'll address in this video, and then I'll come back and do 2 and 3 so the videos are not too long. And you can always follow me at melvatate.com or either www.goputinthework.com for more information. So the toxic environment. Here's what I see in toxic environments, and maybe again indicative of what's going on at Fox News. So with the toxic environment, usually when you see claims like this of harassment and discrimination and multiple claims, it is usually a sign that this type of behavior has been going on in the organization for a long time. I'll repeat that. This type of behavior has been going on for a long time. If you get individuals to get to this point and making sure that their claims or their allegations are heard publicly, meaning outside of the organization. So again, we have sexual harassment claims, we have discrimination claims. These issues or the behavior has been allowed to continue in that environment, oftentimes for a number of years before anybody will speak up. The second thing to that toxic environment that we see is really on the leadership. You have senior management who are in position, not the ones who are committing those acts of harassment or discrimination, but they are the ones who fail to speak up. So they hear what's going on through the water cooler talk. They may get an employee that's transferred to their department who says, I couldn't wait to leave that department because of X, Y, and Z. They hear all of these things being said, but are too afraid to speak up and say anything about it. And then the third thing that happens in a toxic environment is that you have employees who will remain silent. So just as leaders remain silent and hope that it would go away, sometimes the employees, whether they are the ones who witness it or they are the ones who are experiencing it, will remain silent. Oftentimes it's because of fear of their job. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their livelihood. They don't want to be looked upon as the one that's complaining. They too bury their heads in the sand and hope that things will go away. And they don't. They never do. They never do. That's why this stuff is systemic and long-term when we finally hear about it outside of those organizations. So that is what is probably going on at Fox News. Listen, I have done investigations all across the U.S. working and have done investigations for Title VII and Title IX cases for Fortune 500 companies, for colleges and universities. I will tell you that generally when you hear it, when they bring someone like me in, it's a very toxic environment because these things have been going on for so long. So I hope that you will check back with me and check out the next video for part 2 of this conversation. As I said, it's probably 3 things that's going on at Fox or any other environment: a toxic environment, complicit people that are in HR, or they're just downright scary, or the fact that you've got sacred cows or individuals in the organization that nobody wants to touch. Follow me again at melvatate.com or www.goputinthework.com. I hope this has been helpful for some of my leaders and my career gladiators and my movers and shakers about what harassment and discrimination looks like in the workforce. See y'all.